WUSA 9 breaking news now.
And at 8:01, we start with that breaking news. This traffic mess we have been seeing on 95 this morning, and a major update in this story here. In the last 10 minutes, we have learned 5 people have been killed in this awful bus crash. This is all happening in Stafford County, Virginia. We do have team coverage for you this morning. Terry Hornstein has been tracking this all morning long since we first hit the air at 4:30 this morning. But we want to get straight to Lionel Donovan, who is live on that scene in Stafford. Lionel, this is just a horrific update here, and traffic obviously significantly impacted by it this morning. I know it took you just about 2 hours to get down there from Alexandria. What's the latest here on the scene?
Good morning, and yes, that's correct. We actually tried to find ways around and actually had to go on northbound, but even that leg of the journey took more than an hour. But we want to show you exactly what is happening right here, right now. If you go across the highway, you can see emergency crews still dealing with this crash that, as you said earlier, where 5 people were killed and 34 people were injured in this crash as well. 34 patients have been taken to area hospitals for treatments for injuries that they sustained in this crash right here. So as you can see, the bus is still on the shoulder of the of I-95 southbound. We still have emergency crews here still working the scene, but I also want to show you what things look like traffic wise, at least here on I-95 northbound. Now things are moving very slowly, but they are moving. This has been an improvement from what we saw just a half hour ago, where things were basically brought to a standstill, and a lot of cars were basically trying to make their way up the highway, and were very, very slow moving. But now it looks like traffic is starting to slowly move again. But one thing to keep in mind is that if you are going to be going to I-95 northbound, make sure to keep this in mind, because you are going to be spending a lot of time in traffic. And for now, let's head back over to Terry Hornstein with the latest news and developments on how things look on the roadways right now.
Yeah, Lionel, you said it yourself. It is just a big mess out there this morning in both your north and your southbound directions, although it is starting to look better in the northbound directions. And that's because of another crash happened later on in the morning that caused northbound delays. But that has since cleared for the most part, so you are good to go. But you still saw very heavy northbound delays. But the southbound direction, that's where this, unfortunately, really sad, deadly crash happened this morning around 2:30 in the morning between Marine Base Quantico and Virginia State Road 610. So this is a live camera. This is not a frozen image, and you can see here traffic is just not moving at all this morning. So again, 95 southbound, it says 0 miles an hour. All of that purple is the roadway that is closed. But as you can see here, that red, those are the heavy delays we're seeing. Those delays all the way back up past Dumfries into Dale City this morning. It is just a parking lot out there this morning. And it takes a long time for investigators to really clear these crashes, because they have to do an investigation and reconstruct what they believe happened. So that takes a while to do, especially when you have a situation like this where 5 people have died. So if you are stuck in this mess, well, traffic will detour to Route 1 at Quantico, and then drivers can re-enter 95 southbound at Garrisonville, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to get on 985 through Stafford County at all this morning. But unfortunately, there are 2 main thoroughfares through this area, 2 main roadways. One of them is Route 1, and take a look, speeds there 4 miles an hour. Everyone who was on 95 trying to get by on Route 1, and that is causing extremely slow moving traffic out there as well this morning. So it is just a mess. If you can avoid this area, if you can stay home today, work from home, I would do that, because this is just hours of traffic we're talking about. You heard how long our Lionel Donovan and our photographer Mike Boss were sitting in this. So I would just avoid this area if possible. But if you need to head southbound, Route 1 will be your best alternate, but it is not a good one this morning, unfortunately. Of course, as you heard, 5 people have died, 34 more in the hospital, 3 of them critical. So we are following this very closely. Virginia State Police, we're in contact with them, getting updates, and we'll bring you much more throughout the day. We want to send it back over to Marcella.
All right, and we will continue to follow that major breaking news. Again, if you're just joining us, 5 people dead in this awful bus crash. Terry Hornstein, thank you. And I've been tracking this since this morning.